We got all these humans on the planet, many of which don't remember that we're all one consciousness, we're all connected, many of which have been brainwashed into not even getting along with each other, and then you put in this alien threat, and we got a lot of, Hollywood beat programming where we're afraid of ETs, and we think it's all this hostile thing, and what happens is, if they were to land, imagine, there'd be so many people with guns and afraid and shooting at them. They know that. That's why they don't land. Welcome back to another episode on the Daily Vortex podcast with Aaron Doughty. I've changed the name. Oh my goodness, the name has changed. It was the Aaron Doughty podcast. It was the Expand Your Awareness 2.0 podcast. And for the final time, I've rebranded a lot of things, and this is now the Daily Vortex. The Daily Vortex is where you can go to raise your vibration. There's going to be content posted 2-3 times a week on this podcast channel, and it's around you literally going into your vortex, raising your vibration, understanding that you're a high vibrational being. And when you go through this vortex as well, you're able to change your identity, let go of the past. And that's a lot of what we talk about on this podcast. How to let go of the past, how to let go of attachment, how to let go of desire, and how to wire in the best version of you and realizing that that's who you are, and then also raising your vibration. So the more you listen to it, the more you raise your vibe. That's the idea, and that's why now it is called the Daily Vortex. I'll get used to saying it. It sounds kind of weird to say right now because it's new and fresh. You might, now because it's so new, kind of like, I like Expand Your Awareness better, the Aaron Doughty podcast better, but the Daily Vortex is your daily go-to place for your daily dose of high vibes, to expand your consciousness and to transform your life. So anyways, I'm super excited for this episode. This is more of like a news style episode where I explain what's going on in the world. It is true. The Galactic Federation goes mainstream from a spacehead Israeli operative person that, has been around this for a long time, has kind of spilled the beans, even said that Trump as well knows about this. And I believe many other, even though Obama denies that he's known about this, I believe that Obama has known about ETs for actually even longer than when he was president personally. That's just the vibe I get, the feeling I get. But there's a lot of research that points to this. You just kind of have to go through and have your own discernment, because some of the stuff you will read on this probably isn't true. But in general, I believe that now is one of the most exciting times to be alive on the planet than ever before. And I'm super excited to be here with you. And this is exciting. So right now, what I wanted to do as well is let you know a couple announcements. One is I now have a phone number that you can text to get the high vibe thought of the day. And I don't post it every day, but a couple times a week. I'm getting ready actually right now after this podcast episode to go send out a message that is to everybody that's in my phone that wants the high vibe thought of the day. And sometimes I'll be posting quotes, top recommended reading materials, and stuff like that. And just like the epiphanies I'm going through and stuff. So if you want to be a part of that, you can text me at 424-304-0104 and just text me the word vibe, VIBE. And that's 424-304-0104. And you'll also get, just the books I'm reading, quotes, ideas of the day, synchronicity. I try to tap into the collective as well to give things that I think are powerful reflections. That's the first announcement. The second announcement, or the thing that I want to talk about, is something that I've been using for a while that I've been wanting to really try out before I really promote it. And that is something that I use for sleep. It is something called Chili Pad. Now, Chili Pad is something that I've been using for a couple months now. And it really does work. Now, at first I thought it sounded like it'd be an unpleasant thing. Basically, it's this pad that goes in between that of your back and the mattress, and it goes underneath the mat. It goes over the mattress, in between the mattress and the sheet. It's this pad that has these kind of coils in it that connect to this little unit that's to the side of your bed. And what this unit does is it keeps it cold or hot. And what it does is it's on all night while you're sleeping. And what it does is it keeps your body temperature a few degrees colder than that of your natural body temperature, and that helps you get deeper sleep. And now many of you know I track my sleep using something called the Whoop, and it does give me much deeper sleep. I get much more REM sleep and deep sleep. And I've been using it for months now, and I can absolutely 100% say that it has transformed my sleep. If I sleep without it, I don't get as much deep sleep. I know that because I travel sometimes and I don't have it, and I can definitely feel a difference in my sleep. And sleep is one of the most important things that people don't realize. It goes into recovery. It goes into your mental, your own energy. You'll have more energy if you sleep better, and also just your body recovery, stress, everything. But yeah, it's called the Chili Pad. And I put mine at about 55 degrees, and it cools my body down just a little bit, and you get used to sleeping with it. You fall asleep much faster, much better, and you stay in deep sleep longer because your body is at a few degrees colder than your natural body temperature. And think about it. When you got covers over you at nighttime, different areas of your body will have different temperatures. And what happens is that a lot of times can wake you up. If you wake up a lot, that could be one of the reasons you're waking up a lot. It's getting too hot. And that's why some people say they crank their AC all the way down to like 60 degrees, which sounds crazy, but it helps them sleep at night. Well, you don't have to do that. You can just get the Chili Pad, put it on like 50-something degrees, and as you're sleeping at night, you will notice you have better sleep. You will notice that you wake up feeling more refreshed. You have more energy during the day. So I'm a huge fan of Chili Pad. And right now, you can get a discount if you go to aarondoughty.com/chilipad. So it's AARONDOUGHTY.com/chili, CHILIPAD. And you could see, and you can get a percentage off of your Chili Pad. Check it out. Get Chili Pad. I'm a huge fan of it. I sleep with it every single night. I use it. If I don't use it, I could definitely feel it. It affects, my sleep and everything. And yeah, huge fan of it. And anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you in this episode, and that I've been using it for a couple months. Other than that, let's go on and get into the rest of the episode right meow. New York Times. It says an article that says aliens in hiding until mankind is ready, says ex-Israeli space head. This has made a form, you could say, of mainstream media. People like Joe Rogan were sharing this. So many people have been sharing this. And this, I think, is really the first steps towards a lot of this information coming out. And in this episode, what I want to do is I want to share with you some different perspectives that I have on this, on understanding what is called the Galactic Federation, as it was referred to in the article. It actually even says that Trump was on the verge of saying, actually, Bashar talked about this. There was a seminar that Bashar did. So Bashar, Daryl Anka, many of you guys know I've talked about some of his channel. It's kind of like an Abraham Hicks type thing. And I know it's a little more esoteric for some of you listening, but he's been around for 30 years doing this. And it's been very consistent with his information. But one thing people were asking about was this, because it's highly likely that over the next few years, more and more people are going to become aware that ETs exist, and there's going to be soft forms of disclosure happening. And one thing that was mentioned years ago in a session, the seminars that he does, is that it's very highly probable that someone like Trump, who would, in a way, knowing Trump's personality, he may want to be the person to actually kind of spill the beans in a way, to be the one that kind of say it. And I think that, many presidents, by the way, have known, many presidents for sure, I believe, maybe not all of them. No, I think maybe all of them have known that ETs do exist to a certain level, especially the last maybe 50, 60 years. And I think there was something to do with Eisenhower, or some of them FDR, I forget, but there's other things that have pointed to this conclusion. But just in general, what it says, Trump was on the verge of revealing aliens' existence, but the aliens in the Galactic Federation are saying, wait, let people calm down first. Azhid, who helped Israeli space security program from 1981 to 2010, reportedly said they don't want to start mass hysteria. They want to first make us sane and understanding. Well, let me also tell all of you, since I went through my awakening in 2012, I have been studying different aspects of this. I've known about. I don't share this on my channel a lot because I guess it's a little bit more out there, and I've kind of been gauging some of the content I share with when I think some people are more open to it. And I have made some videos on ETs before, but I kind of hold back sometimes. But I'll tell you what, this information coming out, and it's been coming out as well, that I feel more and more comfortable talking about it moving forward. And I think that it'll continue to come out. And I think certain presidents, like it says Obama, recently refused an interview on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert to confirm or deny the existence of extraterrestrial life based on the top secret U.S. records. I believe that Obama has known about it for a long time. I believe a lot of the presidents, and I'm not a conspiracy person that's like believes everything I read, by the way. Since I went through my awakening in 2012, I became aware of a lot of this. I'll share with you how and why. But also, there's a lot of things I read that I don't necessarily resonate with, but you have to find your own level of discernment. But this is coming out in the mainstream New York Times, literally New York Post. It's coming out, and this is how I think soft disclosure is going to happen. It's not necessarily going to happen with the White House making, unless somebody like Trump is like, I want to say it. Can you imagine Trump just there? He's like, I really want to say it. but there's different perspectives of this. So first off, let's go a little bit deeper into this. Now, first off, just so you know kind of where I'm coming from before I even get into it, because if you haven't listened to my videos before or know who I am, you might think, oh, this sounds like some like out there esoteric guy. I'm not that. I am into that kind of stuff, but I very much like the practical, like grounded, down to earth type mentalities as well. And what really opened my mind to this stuff is back in 2012, I went through a spiritual awakening. I learned meditation, completely transformed my life. And I also knew someone in my life that was, I guess what you call a Freemason, or someone that was in like the back, kind of like I don't know, secret society type thing. And what I learned from this person is very interesting. I learned and started looking into this whole conspiracy, secret side of the government, or whatever you want to call it, because I knew someone in my life that was a part of it. So it wasn't like I was just reading something online and I was like, oh, this looks very interesting. Let me go down this rabbit hole. I was getting information and learning about things that I kind of denied, but I was like, maybe there's something here. And it really started to link up with all the other things I was learning. And it had to do with also meeting somebody or knowing somebody for most of my life that worked at an underground facility for over 20 years. And towards the end of this person's life, they started to actually open up and share some of this information. Now, this person as well, to get in, had to go through, back in the 70s and the 80s, I think maybe the 80s, had to go through extensive process just to get in. And one of the reasons this person got in is because they are a very eccentric thinker. So they get into this certain sector of government, or whatever we want to call it, and it didn't stop there. The friends and family of this person all got interviewed as well. It was a very extensive process. This person gets in and is involved at working at some underground facility. This person flew 200 to 300 times a year to some undisclosed place that they don't even know where it is. They were in a plane that didn't even have windows. They then go to some underground thing, and what this person has told me is that there's underground facilities that are beyond anything we could imagine as far as size goes. And what this person was involved with was transporting material to these different places, almost like construction material to help build them. Now, what this person has also told me is that they've been around and seen some things that most of the general public would completely think are BS and would completely deny.